Well, g'day baseball fans and welcome down under to Memorial Oval for some grand final action in the Port Pirie Night Baseball League. It's live and exclusive on Spacequake Sports. Tonight, our championship doubleheader commences with the Miners Grand Final. Coming up, it's Cats White against arch rivals Cats Blue. So my name's Phil Hurd and thanks so much for joining us. It's a warm 32, 34 degree February, even not a cloud to be seen. I'm here to call some play-by-play. To bring the much needed baseball expertise, we found a gentleman who's been involved in this association for over 50 years, played over 800 games. So our lead-off hitter brings the experience, Don Patterson. Don, welcome to Grand Final Day.
Thank you very much, and hopefully we'll have a enjoyable game. These two sides are obviously sister teams, but the Whites have been the stronger team all year.
The Whites are quite a story from what I've gathered in my limited chats to people. They weren't part of the competition at the start,
No.
but they may well be the last team standing at the end. They won 8 games, 4 losses. The Cats Blue are 6-6 on the season. It is a 3-team comp. The missing team, the Panthers, at 4. So this is the big grade. The Miners coming
We're not allowed
up.
to talk about Panthers. That's my team.
Coming up. Speaking of Panthers, coming up later on, it is the Panthers in the A-grade grand final. That will be about 8:30 local time against. They won't be facing 2 Cats teams, just the one at A-grade level. So, B's and A's. Tell us how does Port Pirie baseball work? How's it work this year?
Well, at the start of the season, there was supposed to be three A-grade sides with Tigers and 3 B-grade sides, but Tigers pulled the pin after the first game. In fact, I don't think they had the bye the first game, and then they struggled with numbers. A lot of players went to play basketball and other stuff, so they were struggling with numbers. So they're having a rest this year, and hopefully they can get back on board next year.
So that left both the Bs and the As with just 2 teams, and the As stayed that way. But and I'm going to call them the Cubs on it. I don't know why it's got stuck in my head. The Cats managed to put together at pretty short notice a second team, the White team, and they brought back some old veterans. And somehow they've managed to end up minor premiers.
Yes. Well, the other Cat side had a lot of players that were very raw. And the other side's got obviously a lot of blokes that play a lot of baseball, so the experience, and none more experienced than their pitcher, Krusty the Clown Bowring. And
he's going to be the closer on our come. We're underway. First pitch. What's the main street in Port Pirie?
Ellen Street.
Well down Ellen Street for a first pitch strike. It is Ben Passmore who's playing catcher tonight. He's first one in blue at the plate. Let me give you some lineups for the Port Pirie locals that are tuned in. And if you are Port Pirie local and you're tuned in, why are you doing that? Come down to Memorial Oval. It's a glorious night. Going to be plenty of drinks, and I've been told the cheeseburger is the specialty to try between games.
And beer.
And with a beer.
Cheap beers.
Cheap beers.
$5 beers, yes.
Oh, right. Definitely the place to be on a Friday night. They're down here at Memorial Oval. So I think we've got a 1-2 count here on Passmore. Who sees that one go past. We're all even at the 2s. He's averaging .429 this season. Stolen 9 bases once he's got on. This one is played to third base. And off the bag, but caught, and that's my reminder, I've got to get my baseball diamond up. That was on the fielding, Ethan Norcott, Jason Adams doing the tagging at first. 1 away. We're underway.
And this will be Chris Wright. He'd be the oldest player in the competition. So
what is the age ranges for Friday night baseball in Port Pirie?
Well, I suppose there's got to be around 14-year-olds, right up to Chris, who'd be, I could be wrong here, I'll say 65.
Right.
He's a bit older than me, not much.
I was speaking to the President, Rex, earlier, and he was talking about how there's a really good Masters level of competition here now.
Yeah, we're all masters.
That's it.
One of each. Krusty's having a bit of trouble with the sun.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge. We're in a great spot. The sun is at our backs. We're under cover. It's under shade, light breeze. It's as pleasant as it gets, but might be a little uncomfortable out there. 6 o'clock starting time. That was right back. Slight fumble. Time to recover. Underarm. No problem with that, and that's 2 away.
2 up, 2 down. Cats White have started well. Here's the butcher. Sean Dunning.
So, first 2 up. These 2 teams have played 6 times this season, and the result is 3 wins apiece.
Slow in the dirt. Ball 1.
So we've got, okay, my batting lineup lasted all of 2 outs. That is definitely Sean Dunning there, isn't it?
Yes, Sean Dunning, yeah.
So Sean's batting 3. I'll see who comes up after Sean. I had him batting 5. Playing shortstop tonight. So, yes, we've got a wonderful facility here. There is the, I think it's 90-year-old plus grandstand, the Memorial Grandstand, and the modern 2-storey club rooms. And right in the middle is a setting sun, which, yeah, anyone who's got her in the outfield, and it's
over 100 years.
Over 100 years.
Yeah, World War One.
World War One?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's a memorial. Anyway.
Memorial. I think 1929
is it?
They christened it.
Well, that's a nice hit.
That is a glorious hit to start proceedings from Dunning.
Yep.
And with 2 out, we've got our first hitter on for grand final night in Port Pirie. Okay, that's a nice hit to left. So we've got now, okay. All right. And now I don't have a clue. Okay, it could be. I reckon this. I'm going to put a guess that it's Tyson Sims.
No.
No? Okay, it's not Tyson Sims because that's the only guy I've got left who I don't have a number for. That one is played. Oh, steal of second is successful. That is number 10 for Sean Dunning this season. That puts him atop the Cats Blue leaderboard. We wouldn't have a ring in on grand final day, would we?
Oh, there could be.
Could be?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's 2 out. Blue have a player in scoring position. That's in Dunning.
Attempted pick off. The second.
Okay, this is Scarman. So Scarman, who had us 28, is now 20. Okay. But it's actually in the right order, so that's at least some relief. Scarman playing third base this evening. Takes a high pitch, and we have our first walk of the night. And
Number 24, Aidan Rich up to bat.
Aidan Rich, yeah, okay. So he's batting 5. So it looks like Blair Painter might have, who was down at number 3 on my list. Put up. Now, if this lands, it's going to be a run. It does, and it
Stays
is.
inside. 2. Oh.
Straight to centre field. There's Blues on the corner.
The scores a valuable run. The Blue goes ahead 1-0. Nice bat.
Yeah. How far away do you think the fence is?
320, 330.
320, 330? Okay. So you can see there, we've got the pitcher's cam up. Up to bat now. This would be Bridie Ellis Nunn.
Yep.
Okay.
Have we got a radar on the pitcher to see how fast he's pitching? No radars.
No radar. No, saw enough of those.
Doesn't go.
Saw enough of those on the way up here.
doesn't go quick enough. There's a nice pick off to second base and took the runner out, stealing through to second.
So we won't see Bridie back because she was still very much alive in that at-bat. But a caught steal. Game going at a good click. But in the end, I had Aidan Rich with the long hit, an RBI single to centre field. Gives Cats Blue a 1-0 lead. So how long does this game go for? Well, it's
110 minutes.
110 minutes, that's right. I have commentated other baseball games where time comes into it.
Yeah.
And it brings a whole different dimension to the contest. How, in the 110, how far do they usually get?
Depends on how well the pitchers are going. If they're throwing lots of strikes, then the chances are you probably get around 6 or 7 innings. And if they're throwing lots of balls, well, obviously you're not going to get too many innings in it at all.
It builds up.
And some games this year have only gone 1 or 2 innings because the pitchers have been inexperienced and they've struggled to find the strike zone. But as the season's got on, those pitchers have got better and better every week.
So Kevin Abbott comes out as the starting pitcher. His ERA is 6.60, 11 2/3 innings pitched. The blue team have used 5 pitchers this season. And I feel like I'm maybe not going to give you the starting lineup until they've batted around once and I can confirm it.
I know more of them players.
But I did get a number check. So, yes, folks, there has been some research done, I promise you. So let me give you a little bit of background of how these teams are. Well, I said the white team, its first game was after it was worked out that the Tigers couldn't get their team in, okay, sort of Cats White was a plan B for the B grade, so to put it. Their first game, they played the Blue, lost 9-14. Now, they played 6 times, 3 wins each. Total up all the runs. The White has scored 53, the Blue have scored 55.
Whoa.
Should mean in this game, it is a Game 7 decider.
Yeah, fair enough. World Series.
Exactly right. Well, it's just as important for those playing, I'm sure. Now, the Cats White, they've certainly come good as it's come along. They've won their last 4, 3 against the Panthers, and 1 against Cats Blue. Some of the scores head-to-head, mentioned 14-9 to Blue, 16-15 to White in round 8. That would have been a game.
Yeah.
11-8 to Blue, 6-3 to White, 10-3 to Blue, and White, well, they got the biggest win head-to-head of the season just, I think, last week, 11-2.
Yes.
So that would give White, and that was for the minor premiership.
White were playing a double-header last week.
They played a double-header.
Yep.
So that's how I was going to ask you, how have you fitted in 18 games into...
Yeah, A grade have a bye every 3 or 4 weeks or whatever it is. They play a double-header.
Bees play a double-header.
Yeah.
Take over the place. Okay. First pitch, little bouncer. Abbott quickly collects, sends it to first.
Chris Wright at first base. A nice play.
I have this glorious diamond that I've created, and it's going to come up at some point tonight. Here we go. So the blue team, I'll give you their defensive alignment in just a tick, but that's the... Marcus Ohms was the player out. We've now got Ethan Northcott. So far, they're going to line up, which is good. The lineups I got last night, so obviously there's been some changes. Yeah, that's an alphabetical order.
Oh, no numbers.
Yeah, I had to go and get those about 20 minutes ago.
All right.
So if you can follow them, that's the numbers there.
All right. Yeah.
If you can read my handwriting. So this is Ethan Northcott. 1 out, no one on. The White.
Inside.
Trailing.
Just. Good pitch.
So our umpires tonight, we'll give them due recognition. Karen Paps and Kim Smith. Karen has the home plate duties as Abbott elicits the swing. I noted in the Bees, home runs, not a lot of those.
No.
But it still looks like a ground where there's gaps. Seen a couple of hits.
There's no gap there, he's hit the bat.
No. Same effect. And I noticed the stats. They combine the hit by pitches and the walks.
There's a lot of walks.
I'll let everybody read into that whatever they want to.
There's a lot of them.
Okay. Getting down to business. There's either Northcott's walk. So Northcott's on first.
Jace Adams, he's a former A-grade player.
Averaging 667.
He was a good A-grade player in his day.
Is there much movement? Like you'll play A's one week, B's the other? Or is it pretty set, the lineups?
Nah, they're not. There's still a lot of shift workers in A-grade, so players will have to go up and take their spots. Yeah, Cats are pretty stable, I think. But Panthers have a lot of players. One week they might have only had 3 A-grade players playing.
Yeah, I noticed there was a couple that were in both at different points. Do you get much of a break over... What sort of a Christmas break do you take, fitting in the 18 games with doubleheaders and the A's?
I think they had 2 weeks off this year. I can't be sure. I went away, so...
You had a couple of weeks off.
I was away fishing.
Fair enough.
When you get to my age, you take a bit of time off. Oh, he's got that.
That's popped up. It's going to be foul territory, but it is playable. Interesting. It's the third base coach.
Really got caught there.
That was Brad Scarman. He couldn't make the catch.
Jason Casper, the third base coach, was watching the ball and not the player running at him.
I like the fact that they've got their little coaches' boxes. I don't even see this at West Lakes calling the Giants games. The well-marked out coaches' box.
That's old school.
I have a feeling this league is a bit old school, just from initial viewings. Straight out. A second time he's had a comebacker. Advances Northcott. So Northcott's got to third, courtesy of a stolen base and, well, was it the intentional sacrifice? I'm sure that Adams would say it was.
Oh, I don't think so. He would have preferred to go over the fence.
I'm always going to give the players the benefit of the doubt with those. I'll be a terrible scorer. I always give the players the benefit of the doubt.
Scotty Wardle up the bat.
Scotty Wardle, he's averaging 556, and he's got a chance to tie this ball game if he can.
He is a good hitter.
And it's just... Oh, there's 2 outs. So, okay, sacrifice is out of play.
Oh, got away from the catcher.
Ooh, but well done by Passmore to just keep it close enough. Not much of a back drop behind the catcher for the ball to escape to as well, I guess. That said, it looks like a pretty soft... It just rolls into the netting.
Yes.
So you're not going to get a lot of ones that whiz through and bounce right back.
They have got the rubber matting up against the fence to stop it getting caught.
A lot of baseball I call is at Giants Ballpark at West Beach where it's a brick wall.
It bounces anywhere.
It goes through really hard and the third base thinks, oh, yeah, I'm going, and then it ricochets right back to the catcher. And sometimes they get stuck in their rundown. Inside, okay.
Scotty's a former combined player for Port Pirie.
The Pirates?
Well, you call them Pirates. We play country carnivals.
Yep. I think October
we play Glenelg, yes.
Yeah. I love calling baseball at Glenelg because you get especially if you get the wind in the right direction, you get all the planes coming into land, and that's pretty specky.
Yeah.
Couple of walks. So we've had a ground out, pitcher to first base, a walk, a ground out, pitcher to first base, and a walk. So 2 on for the DH.
Cameron Williams.
Yeah.
They decided to give Krusty a rest from batting today.
Okay. So squads have generally got, I noted, 12 to 13 players of the rosters that I've seen so far.
Yep.
And will everybody get a run Is that part of the culture here, or
Generally, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, assume if the game is one-sided, no matter what level,
they'll all
everyone
go.
should get a
Yeah,
run.
Yeah.
When it's tight, then and there's something at stake, which
Yes.
then it gets a bit more interesting.
That's a good strike.
Yeah, Williams happy to see that one sail by.
But most of the B grade sides have got room to manipulate or change players over without making too much difference to their side.
So 0-2 count with 2 out. Abbott a strike away from Blue keeping their 1-0 lead.
Fouled off.
Now that gives me an idea. When I parked here, I got here early and I've parked pretty close to the goalpost down the lines end of the ground here, those at no Memorial Oval. I tried to work out how far could they hit a foul ball and went another 50 feet.
Left-handers can hit it out there.
Yeah, you hook into one and away she goes.
We used to have a bloke by the name of Barry London playing down here. You'd know him from playing in Adelaide, former caps medalist. He used to put it over the fence.
Big Barry. He could launch them.
He played here for 2 or 3 seasons, yeah.
Do you get much in the way of players that come up and play 1 or 2 years, work transfers, that kind of?
We used to, not so much now. They used to come a lot through the smelters. Our Major's pitcher is a police officer. He's come up here through transfer.
Okay.
I think he was playing Division 2 in Adelaide.
Okay.
He's quite a handy pitcher.
So we'll see him in action a little later.
Yeah. Yes.
This is the first of a double-header, grand final night in Port Pirie. Competition that's been running since 1960.
Get him at third. He's way, way, way down the line.
Yes, it's a case of, am I running the risk? If I get the out, it's a great play, but if I miss the throw, it's an easier run and I look a bit silly.
Yeah.
And that's
Loaded up.
all right.
This is interesting.
And it's a 2 loaded bases with 2 out.
Josh DeMarco up to bat with a batting average of 3.68.
This game, right, it's an early moment. What are we, 24 minutes in? So we're just about quarter time of this game.
Quarter.
Well, it's 110 minutes, so
Yeah,
25.
It's only 80 minutes.
Oh, was it 80 minutes?
Oh, no, sorry. 100.
110? Okay. So a big hit here could be multiple runs,
Got him.
White leads. And that's, yep,
Hit, pitch,
that's
ball.
walked in a run with a hit by pitch, and we are tied. So that is Ethan Northcott who scored. I've got Scott Wardle at third, Cameron Williams at second, and the man who's just got a souvenir from his grand final he was not intending to get, Joshua DeMarco, is at first. And Ellis Nunn is the new hitter.
Interesting to see who would be relief pitcher tonight.
Because they've got 5 that have been used. You assume you're not going to throw someone in grand final night who hasn't had a hurl at some stage during
And
the
they've
season.
all got a very high
At ERA.
net run average. Very high.
Yeah. Blues strike me from my very basic observation of the stats as a shootout team.
Yep.
We're going to give up
They're all
9,
up.
10 runs, but we're going to score 12.
Exactly. As long as they can keep the walks down, that's what they need to do.
Well,
Put the ball in play.
back calling ABL, one of my co-callers is a gentleman called Scott Pratt, used to be a catcher for the Giants. Nicknamed Soup Dog, and his big thing was always free bases. You want to win games, you limit your free bases. And
Yeah.
already we've seen
Too many.
4 here. And you give up 4 in an inning, there's got to be a run given up somewhere.
Exactly.
And at the moment,
And if you were playing in that league, you'd probably change the picture, but you haven't got the depth to do that.
Yeah, at this point, given the opportunity to settle things down.
He's got 2 strikes on the batter.
He's
So
found the zone on that. I mean, yeah, it's probably the instruction would be from the catcher. And the catchers always play such an integral part in it because they got to come and calm everything down and keep Abbott focused. Probably where there's 1,000 things going through his head at the moment. Like who's, someone stealing something? Well, they're not because bases are loaded. Oh, with a pretty good lead off, especially at second. Oh, my goodness.
he's popped it up and he's caught it. Side away. Good catch.
So a run was conceded, but that Don Patterson, that could have been a lot worse for the Blue.
It could have been. Any safe hit there would have definitely scored 2 runs, but they were lucky to get out of it.
So we are through 1 inning. I think we're taking a break. Yeah, we are. With Don Patterson, Phil Hurden, live from Port Pirie on Grand Final night. Back in a sec. Welcome back. We're at the top of the second. The Miners, the Big Grey Grand Final here of the Port Pirie Night Baseball League. It's Cats white, Cats blue. It's 1-1 after 1 inning. And we're back to Bridie Ellis-Nunn, who was at the plate at the top of the first, but Nathan Northcott was, Aidan Rich was caught stealing at second base, so she gets to come back. Crowd starting to build. I love the facility here.
Oh, it's a great facility.
I mean, this would be a premier. There would not be a suburban ball club in Adelaide.
Like this.
I don't think that has a facility like this.
No.
Admittedly, you've got your little window to use it.
Yeah. We've got another diamond out the back.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Under lights.
Fantastic. Well, that's what I'm looking forward to a little later. Will be the majors.
Yeah.
The Cats and the Panthers for all the marbles. So that one is pop foul and just out of the reach of Jason Adams at first base, going back for it. So that'll be a fascinating one. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Don, but the Panthers are the defending champions.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That's gone.
It's got a mind of its own, hasn't it?
Yeah, that was coming and going.
And that gives us an idea that the wind is swirly as there's a strikeout. First one of the night. Who we got now? Kevin Abbott, the pitcher.
The pitcher.
Who I didn't have hitting, is now hitting. Okay.
Things change.
This is why I use a laptop, because if I had a scorebook, it'd just be
All over the shop.
exactly right.
Up. Well inside.
I found that it's very hard to score and commentate simultaneously, so I just need a laptop. I'll build my little shorthand.
I can't do those modern day scorebooks. I'm the old.
Oh no, this is just my list and stuff. Swing and a miss. So Krusty starts off with one strikeout. He's got a 1-1 count.
The Clowns on top.
So how long with Krusty have been playing for?
Oh dear, that's a good question. He would have started in the 80s, I suppose.
Okay.
A few years after me. But, we went to school together and played junior football together. So,
Yep. And I mean, amongst the veterans, you would know each other so well, because not only are you playing each other regularly, but you're also going on your country trips.
yes, we've had some great times together. That's a great hit to centre field.
Good hit.
Line drive to centre field.
So Kevin Abbott is doing his best to give himself some run support. Gets on to first base with, I reckon the long hit to centre field is probably the hit of the night because it scored a run. So now, Megan Schubeck, and my batting lineup is just all over the shop. So this used to be what it was like calling Little League baseball, because they sub in and sub out, and everybody has to play at some point, or else it's very problematic for the coach. They get stolen base will be uncontested, so Abbott's in scoring position, the potential go-ahead run.
Masters games, they have runners for the pitchers and runners for the catchers, and
Yep.
some have runners for any injured players.
You don't get an age rule. You can Here's my seniors card. Can I have a run, please?
I actually seen a person one day playing in Adelaide in the Masters games. He hit a home run and he was running down first base. The first base coach went to high-five him and dislocated his shoulder.
That one is put into play. It's up for Northcote at third base on the one hop. Oh, there could be a double play at third. No, it's gone through. And this is why the throw is problematic, because Abbott was well awake to the fact that missed the target. And there is your go-ahead run. Some infield mayhem, and the Chief Executive Officer of the Australian Baseball League, a gentleman called Paul Gonzalez, won silver medalist for Australian Cuba. And when he's on the mic, he says, always put the ball, I can't quite do the accent, but always put the ball in play, because you don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
That's put in play. It's put in play highly. If Oms and Northcote can sort it out, Northcote takes the catch.
And good catch taken in the end.
Yeah. Good communication to sort out who's who in the zoo on that play. But not before Blue have scored. So we've had a run scored every inning, all the ones on. Very impressed by the electronic scoreboard you got here, by the way.
Yeah, she's a bottler unless you're old and can't see the red too well. I need binoculars to see the red properly.
Yeah. That's a nice looking scoreboard. So, what's been, tell us a little about your baseball journey.
Oh, God blimey. Yeah.
In 90 seconds.
I started playing with Airedale Primary School.
Okay.
Back when I was 12 or 13 years old, and then went to play for Panthers. Then spent 9 years with Tigers, and then went back to Panthers, and been there ever since. Played nearly 200 games in Port Augusta on a Tuesday night competition. Yeah.
So you were telling me Port Augusta about 45 minutes up the road.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of reciprocation that happens there. Back in the day when Port Augusta had their Tuesday night comp, some Pirie guys would go up, some Port Augusta ones would come down Friday, and
we had a great couple of pitchers you might remember Jimmy Gladstone, who played for
Yes.
Gisborne. He was a school teacher up at Port Augusta for many years, and Jimmy was a great pitcher at this level. And Phil White played for East Torrens. They both ended up Giants players. Claxton Shield back then. It was Claxton Shield, yeah. And they pitched on Tuesday night. They pitched 10 innings for a 3-2 ball game against Pirie and Braves. And then Jimmy played for Port Augusta against Tigers on the Friday, and both pitchers pitched another 10 innings for a 3-2 ball game again. So that was a
But it's
big
what you
week.
did.
Big week for them too.
It sounds, by modern standards, to be horrific. But it's just what you did.
Yeah.
And you're only different.
And the year after, they both went to Adelaide. Jimmy went back to Kensington and Phil White.
Yeah, well, Cardinals had a very successful run of it for a while in the local comp.
Yeah.
Now it's more Sturt and West Torrens. Hanley and Grange trying to get in there when they can.
When I started playing, they had a big wire mesh backdrop, and it was made of bloody 50 mil pipe.
Okay.
And it was really heavy to put together every night, and it was all wooden bat competition. And the young lads, and I was one of them, used to wait for people like Graham Scarner or Donnie Waters to break a bat, and we'd take it home and fiberglass it up. That'd be our bat for the next couple of weeks.
So it's all wooden bats here?
It is now, yes.
Yeah.
And we'd have hundreds of people here watching.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, as work finishes and domestic duties are dealt with and brownie points gained, people will be able to make their way out here. I mean, it is a tradition. 50, no, doing my sums in my head, which I shouldn't do. 1960 to 24, that's 60 plus years.
Yeah.
And you've got the wonderful facility here, and I can see that there's some people up on the balcony. So the facilities are open.
Oh, that's a great little club room up there.
And even like between the grandstands here, there's a little terracing section, which is...
It's where I normally sit.
Yep.
It's close to the bar.
Yes. This is a bit far away for you.
Got to climb stairs.
Yeah, that's true. Now, this is to call the game. This is prime spot. As for the game, it is 2-1 blue. We have gone 40 minutes of 110. It's going to be 8-9-1 in the white order for mine. Roseburg, Connor, and back to Ohms, barring substitution. Certainly.
That was awfully close. Batter doesn't know what it was.
Okay. Darcy Connor is on deck in a nicely painted on deck circle. I'm impressed by the paint work. Who's your ground marker?
It used to be Krusty.
Okay.
I'm not sure now whether the council does it or not. But we have had a few people doing it over the years that probably shouldn't have. That wasn't quite straight.
Well, it certainly looks like someone's coming out as we've got another walk, and here's your problem. That is the fourth walk, throwing a hit by pitch. That's 5 free bases with 3 outs. And White are yet to put... Well, they've only put it in play twice, both back to Abbott, the pitcher.
Yeah.
It is a grand final, so there's no tomorrow as such. Not that it's a weekly comp.
Runner's gone. Had a big jump on that.
So what did I say? 5 pitches. Just a case of... One of them's the catcher, which would be intriguing. The lowest ERA sits with Rob Anderson, who's currently...
On the bench, isn't he?
Yeah. Actually, he might not even be in the lineup.
He was out there earlier.
He was out there earlier? Okay.
I can't see him around there. He might be playing A grade.
That's... Yeah, I have seen the name somewhere, and I reckon that's exactly where I've seen it. So in this process,
Runner's gone
runner
again.
scoring position.
Oh,
Oh, there's the throw, and that was a very important stop. That was almost another tying run coming to the plate. Roseberg has got to second, worked his way to third. This does remind me a little bit of Little League sometimes, where they get on and it's almost like two
Run.
pitches. You can tell they're going to be on second.
Abbott's got to gain control. He's a little bit loose at the moment. Oh, that's inside.
And that's a walk.
Another free base.
And that's 2 walks so far. So we have actually, that's none out at this point. Back to the top, Marcus Holmes, who got it in play, straight back to Abbott, who got it straight to Chris Wright at first base.
Oh, he's popped that out into right field. Right field's coming round and taking the catch.
Tyson
Looks like a
Sims.
double play at first base. Could be all going for a triple play. No. So they got the double play. That's tied up the ball game.
Okay, so is it... Well, that's interesting, because I get the double play, but the out was made before the player crossed the plate. And that's the second out, because it's the second out.
Yeah, it wasn't third.
Gotcha. Okay, second out, we got a tie ball game.
That's what happens when you walk too many.
Double play fly. Great effort by Sims to get that throw back to first in time.
Oh, he leant into that.
So we've got, that was Roseberg who scored.
I don't think that is Sims out of right field.
Okay.
Could be wrong.
I'll stand corrected if not, because my blue lineup is just...
All over the shop.
Yeah. And until they turn around, I can't correct this. So,
Once I thought I was wrong, but I was mistaken. So.
yeah, that's it. I'm very indecisive now. I'm not so sure. Well, I know this is
Got him.
This is Ethan Northcott. He's been hit by pitch. That's the second white hitter to collect one. And he resumes. So, Roseberg scored. Darcy Connor was the hitter who was out at first. Caught a little bit unawares off first base.
The catcher's starting to worry about the pitcher a bit. He's just had a word to the coach.
Yeah. Where's the bullpens here?
They're not active.
I was about to say the bullpen is pretty much anywhere you want to go outside of there.
Chase Adams up the bat. The run on first.
And that's going to be there standing up.
The sun's going to play a big factor in the next half hour.
Yeah. You can see from the perspective behind home plate that the shadow is starting to come out. On the field of play, it's about 40% out towards the pitcher's mound, but that means it's low. Gee, they have a big lead off at second base, don't they? Put into play. This is towards first. Who's on first? In the end, no one, and that's going to be a second run. Oh dear.
Pitcher failed to go to first.
Well, I've seen that this year. That actually happened in the ABLCS for Perth Heat at some point. First base had to go and do the hard work to get the field, and when he looked up to throw, no one was there. There was a bit of covering by, I think, Aidan Rich at second. And the throw to Rich... No, that's... My blue fielding is all over the shop, because that is not Aidan Rich.
No.
At second base. So we'll go with what we got.
I think that's Bridie, isn't it?
I reckon you might be right. Megan or... I had Bridie at left.
Oh, well,
So it might be Megan at second. Anyway,
Another free base.
It is Scott Wardle. So, what do we call that? Infield single?
Well, safe head to first.
Yeah, I mean, there was no actual error. There was no bad throw. So, infield single, as I said, I always give the players the benefit of the doubt. Scorers can come and tell me off later. Adams is at first. Northcott is already home. So it is a 3-2 lead. First time White have led tonight. Roseberg scored earlier. Northcott, who was hit by pitch, got around to third quickly. And whilst that infield chaos was happening, he scored. So we're at 2 out with 1 on. And that Adams is now at second base.
With a big lead.
Yeah. He's already about a third of the way down.
And the batter gets hit again.
Okay. That's hit by pitch number 3.
Too many.
Yeah, at the moment, White have this lead and they only have 1 hit.
The catcher gets subbed out for a runner.
Which is fair enough with 2 out. Keeps the game moving along at a good clip. Always aware as a commentator not to talk about the speed of the game too much, because sure enough a fast game will go slow, and once you bring it to air.
He's hit that foul into himself.
So Cameron Williams in at DH to start off tonight for the Cats White. 20 RBI leads the White team. Hit here can make it 21 on the season.
All runners are gone.
Yeah. As I said, you've got to be very careful, because if you miss the throw to third, it's a run. So, you miss the throw to second, okay, it's a base.
Yeah.
Had to be a really bad throw for the runner to get 2 bases out of it.
Catcher should be confident enough to throw there, though.
Should be. That one's got past Passmore, bounces up, which is fine for Wardle to get to second. So we've got Jason Adams 90 feet away. We've got Wardle.
Wardle's runner.
Wardle's runner, of course.
Yes.
Okay, so.
Substitute runner at second.
Look, if I was ever the commissioner of any baseball league, there's one rule I'd bring in. I'll tell you that in just a sec. This is a big pitch. And a big hit out to centre field.
Over centre field's head.
That's going to bring
score
2.
That's a great hit.
And with 2 out on the board, White have broken this one open.
5-2.
Now 5-2. And this
coaching staff are now probably too late. Decided to have a chat to the pitcher.
So a 2 RBI single to Williams. Scores Adams and Wardle's runner, who we never worked out who it was, but whoever it was, they scored. And this will be the 8th plate appearance of the inning coming up.
They're going to stay with him.
There is absolutely no movement on that blue bench. Or is it a situation where you pull in one of you go out to right, you come in and pitch?
Need to make changes. Game starts to get away from you.
Well, I mean, 1 pitch, 1 out, inning done. But every team has scored a run in every half inning so far, but the White have put 4 on the board in the bottom of the second. And they have made the first big move on the scoreboard tonight. DeMarco sees an inside pitch, and Williams is safe at second, uncontested. You can see there by that picture the shadow starting to come around. And I reckon that's the first time I can recall Abbott actually looking at second base, and he's chosen the one occasion when the runner has stayed pretty close to the second base. So, ooh, that was well and truly inside. Two and 0 count with 2 out.
That was good, that one.
Yeah. So I know it's the gentleman's agreement to just sit there like a statue when it's a 3 and 0 count. Is it a Port Pirie rule to do it when it's 2 and 0?
No. It's usually 3 and 0, but
Or
not everyone abides by.
Okay. If it's a 2 and 0 count, the logic might be, well, there's a chance he's going to throw a third ball, but
well, when
he's
the pitch is in a hole.
All the twos. Now, I call a 2-2 count with 2 out a Richie. The traditional baseball people in Adelaide do not like it.
Yeah.
The general fans think it's okay. So, okay, it's Richie. Usually means something marvellous is about to happen for someone.
Oh, and
that is a strikeout.
Came back from the dead.
Not before the White put 4 on the board, and we will head to the third with Cats White 5, Cats Blue 2. You are with Phil Herden and Don Patterson live from Port Pirie. Welcome back, Memorial Oval in Port Pirie. You can see the Memorial Gates. In fact, we've got 2 versions of Memorial Gates. Here, another one over by the scoreboard to the right. And I guess we'd have to say is the landmark, which is the Nice Star Port Pirie smelter. That's 205 metres, that stack. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But right now there's a game. Phil Herden and Don Patterson. Don, you'll be heading off fairly shortly. Might get your quick thoughts. I'm going to ask you the hard question now because we've eased you nicely. tonight, the majors. What do your Panthers have to do to change all the results and claim a premiership, as that's dropped in foul territory?
They have to start hitting the ball. They've been reasonable in defence, but they're not hitting the ball. They're not scoring enough runs, and they need to score more runs.
Okay.
Troy Harrison come back from Adelaide this year. He's been dominating the pitching, and his batting is also going to be a problem for Panthers. They have to work out what they're going to do with him. He's hit a number of home runs this year with and
that
a
is
lot of
put into
RBIs.
play.
A lot of RBIs. So.
And on the first bounce, but safe. So the throw from the shortstop, which I believe is Ohms, to Jason Adams, just didn't quite get there in time. And that puts that batter, by the way, and my lineup is still going in all directions. Jazzy Bignell was the hitter. He's averaging 182, so that will help the average if they include the players.
Chris Wright, he's up.
Okay,
He's come around to square up for a bunt and drop it in.
Well, that's interesting, as Chris Wright batting second. So where's Ben Passmore?
He's at first, second.
So that was Ben Passmore who was up. Okay. Oh, how am I doing? I know why. Because I've got Bignell and Passmore with the same number. So let me just change that. Do apologise, folks. I'll have this mastered by the time the game is over, and then it'll be two totally different teams again. So it is. Blue have got some work to do. They trail by 3. As mentioned, in their 6 games, 53 runs scored by White, 55 by Blue. So that's about an average of 9 each. So a 3-run deficit in the context of each team averages about 9 a game is not catastrophic yet. We are at just over the halfway mark. We've gone almost 60 minutes of what is a 110-minute game. I think the theory is we get to 110 minutes and then ensure that everyone's had the same innings.
Yep.
So right now, Sean Dunning, who singled to left field, he got the first hit of the night from memory.
Been walked.
Thinking, yep. That's...
Someone can't count.
I so often see that in absolute reverse, where the batters have taken off to first, then the umpire goes strike, and they have to turn around and walk back to the other way to the dugout.
It did bounce, so...
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm expecting to see a couple of different things here tonight. A bouncing strike, unless there's a swing, of course, not one of them. Okay, so 2 Blue on right now. Brad Scarman, who was walked in the first, represents the potential tying run. And there's one out.
Well, we're going to say that was awfully close. Called strike.
So Blair Painter has had him down in the 3-hole, but haven't sighted him so far tonight. We have the bullpen is in action for Blue. Might see a different picture from the bottom of the 3rd. Put up to hit. Played to Marco. Unfortunately
scores a run.
For Joshua, that went right through him, and in the end, Passmore needed no more invitation. He wanted to bring Dunning to the party as well. Now there's confusion. Now there's a possible rundown.
And the runner's going to score.
They're going to score anyway.
It's chaotic scenes here at Memorial Oval.
Bottom line, Cats have 2 runs. This is a 1-run ball game. There are times in a baseball game where you do need your eyes in 2 or 3 different places.
Don't chase the ball.
And that, give credit to the Blue runner on base, who I'm going to think is Scarman. I'll stand corrected if it's not. Because he faked out me, which is not hard. And he faked out the White to worry about him and not about the potential taking of home. So, there you go. So I mentioned 3 run is not exactly a match-winning margin. It's now back to 1. Potential tying run on Firth. This is the potential leading run at the plate in Aidan Rich, who RBI single. And then he was caught stealing second. He had the big hit out to centre field that scored Dunning to open proceedings tonight.
They should be looking to get this runner through to second.
Surprised they're not already there.
With the sun.
Yeah, it's like, white baseball against the sun. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. Be very, very unlikely to get the bloke out. He's gone now.
It's 1 out.
He can't see it.
He's there anyway.
Oh, the runner stopped.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I understand why you're not sliding, because there's not a heck of a lot of dirt out there around the bases. But all the same, because I guess you can't run through either, because then you're off the bag, aren't you? So, you do have to. Yeah, okay. I look at that and think, could I have done any better? And the answer, probably not. And he's safe, that's the main thing.
And another walk.
Okay. That's not totally catastrophic for White, because it does mean that you don't have the vacant first base, you've got some outs. And right now, what White needed a double play, because the momentum has flipped. After White scored 4 at the bottom of the second, Blue have put 2 on.
Oh, nice hit.
Put into play, found the gap.
Oh, no. Second base has got a great play.
I thought he found the gap, but you're not wrong. Josh DeMarco, who, well, now he's got a highlight in both categories. He's got one on the highlights tape. He's got one on the funnies tape for the misfield earlier. Baseball is one of those games of redemption. You see a player in the 4-game ABL series, they have a shocking play that loses the Friday night game, and they come back and hit the home run on the Saturday game. He's done that in 1 inning. Because I had that gone. I had that going all the way through, but not quite the power.
The lush lawns.
Yes, the beautiful, beautiful facilities here. Unfortunately, I think did in Bridie on that occasion. That's what you do. You fake the throw to third. Keep him honest. So we're back to Kevin Abbott, who I think is batting about 6. He tries a similar gap. That's just going to pop up. And again, no one's on first and a run scored. Scarman is home. And this is starting to go through at a rate of knots. Megan Schubeck comes up. The game is tied. It's 5 apiece.
I'm looking at a pitching change. Yes,
Krusty
coming out.
Krusty's day on field is done, but Krusty fans, don't worry. He'll be up in the booth to close us out in the major grand final.
He will also be in the bar.
He's also doing the bar work.
He'll probably do some bar work.
Okay. And that's sort of how it works, isn't it? I was talking to Lex, president of and he's got about 4 different jobs he's doing tonight. And then I probably missed 5, you know. And when I turned up here at 4:30, a beautifully painted field, that was about it. And then the crews turned up and they put cones out and put tents up and put the home run fence up.
Yeah.
And then at some late hours, we're going to come back down again for the cricket tomorrow.
Oh, it doesn't take long to take it down.
No. So 8:30 start the majors, 9-inning contest.
Yes.
A common question I get from my better half whenever I call a baseball game is, when are you going to be home? And I say, it's baseball. It doesn't normally run to a clock. How late have games gone with an 8:30 start?
Well, back when we had top line baseball, it was you could midnight easy.
Yeah.
And close games, 12, 13 innings.
Would you play in the normal season? Would they go to extras or be considered a tie?
No, most of the times it was only 7 innings, I think, during the minors, through the minor round.
Gotcha. Yeah, sort of makes sense if you've got to fit games in.
Yeah.
But of course, we're not leaving home tonight until we've got 2 premiers.
Yes.
And at this one, it's ebbed and flowed.
Well, it's pretty certain Cats are going to win this one by one of their teams anyway.
Well, I was about to say, and this is going to... So, every club, and I've been in clubs that have made grand finals, and as an administrator, grand final week is tough.
Yeah.
You want to enjoy it, but you're nervous. And you have to come up with 2 plans. You have to have the plan if you win, and you have to have the plan if you don't.
Yes.
Probably the biggest one of those I did, I worked for Woodville West Torrens in the Sandful for a while. And, why do we order? Because we're going to get a quarter of the crowd turn up if we don't win. But here, wherever the Cats go afterwards,
Yep.
they're going to have one team yahooing and one team...
Crying.
Not really.
Run up the corners.
Yep.
Pick off. Good pick off.
So this is Northcott, who's come in to pitch. He's come in, so there's obviously been a change at third base, because that was Northcott's position. Big second out to get in a tied ball game, and the potential leading run is at third, and just waiting for something like that. Big play at the plate, in time.
That was a bit tough.
Okay, this is where the Space Crate crew come into it, and you're about to see replays.
I'd like to see a replay of that one.
I called it safe and it's out, so let's see.
Was his leg in the air?
So he was saying had he grounded it. Let's have a look.
Nah, he's safe.
He's safe. Okay.
Definitely safe.
So be it. The umpire's word is final.
Yep.
And no point calling New York because they're asleep. 5-5. Halfway through the third. Don, it has been wonderful to meet you and share a bit of time on air with you. And good luck with baseball and Port Pirie.
Cheers.
We'll take a very quick break because we're changing the commentators. As you can see, it is a gorgeous day in Port Pirie. Temperature got up to about the mid-30s, starting to cool down a little bit. Shadows starting to take their way over Memorial. And we got ourselves a humdinger of a baseball game. This is the B grade, the Miners Grand Final. It's an all-Cats affair. And both sides of the Cats equation have had their moments in this one. We're halfway through 3 in a timed game, and it is 5 runs apiece. Thanks to Don Patterson for joining me in the early innings. I'm now joined by Rohan Vonard, but not known as Rohan. It's Milky.
Yep.
So let's get that out of the way. Milky, where did that come from?
That's just come from from my parents owned a milk round when I was a young kid. So from 5 years of age at school, it sort of stuck. And as a milkman, because I had kids at school or mates at school, and they used to
Golden North, I believe.
Yes, Golden North was a big company here in Pirie. So
I've already had a Golden North twin. It
yeah,
didn't take long.
That's from Laura. Yeah.
Love my Golden North. This ball game is a fascinating one. It's 5 apiece. White are up to bat. They will bat last as the minor premiers if they need to. It's going to be 110 minutes, and we've gone 70. So is that fairly standard for the Bees? It's the 110 minutes.
Yes.
And it all works through okay. Everyone understands how it plays out.
Pretty good. Yep.
Okay. So basically, if White are leading, when the blue team is done after 110 minutes, we're done. If blue are leading, it's when White are done after 110 minutes. And if it's tied, that's when it gets interesting.
It'll be interesting to see it happen.
Well, I did check, because it happened in the ABL just 2 weekends ago in Perth. There is an extra inning rule in this grand final, a tiebreaker rule that there will be a runner on second. So not something they do in the ABL for the playoffs, but makes sense here when you've got another game to play and families to go home to. So there's been a bit of a change here. We've got a new catcher in. That would be Bridie Ellis-Nunn. We've got a new pitcher in, which is Ben Passmore, who is the catcher, now the pitcher. So Kevin Abbott's day is done. Let's just say the lineup that I put into my laptop for this is very different to what Blue did. So we'll work out who's who on a case-by-case basis. But White have been pretty good. They've got their lineup, and so far they seem to be sticking to it. DeMarco was the first out, Ellis-Nunn was the first out, which brings us to Grayson Roseberg.
Yep.
So I can see you've got the Cats attire on.
Yes, been a player, coach and whatnot, president and whatever.
What's it like when you've got both teams playing in a grand final?
This is a dream that I've always thought I'd like to see happen rather, but I never thought in my decade I would see it. And this has happened tonight. It's been very successful for the club.
Yeah. And I was talking to Don, we were hypothesising to see this pitch come through, and that sales strike. How a club organises post-grand final event when you've got one team that's yahooing and one team that just doesn't want to talk to anyone?
It's never been phased with Cats. We've done it for a number of years, so having two teams.
Okay.
You always seem to get back to being the club.
Okay. We celebrate the fact that we were the grand final.
Yeah, exactly.
We were number one and number two.
Yes. It's very good having young ones out playing, so it's been always a big thing for Cats and that, to promote young ones.
So I know Cats, Panthers, Tigers, hopefully back next year. Is there any sort of district or zone or sort of, what's the word I'm thinking of, territory that you claim is yours within the Port Pirie Mid-North area?
Oh, not really. It's just, obviously Tigers back in the day, they've always got the club rooms and they had everything there.
Okay.
Batting cage and that sort of thing. But for the rest of us, we sort of trained on any footy over we could get council approval to do it, and same with the Panthers. So,
Was there ever much in the way movement within the league of players going different clubs, or is it sort of, Don's been playing forever. He said, I went here and I went there and I came back again. But is it sort of you're with one club and you sort of stick it out?
Pretty much. It's only ones I've seen change clubs are from Panthers to Cats, but then later on in life they've gone back to Panthers sort of thing. Yeah. Tigers always stayed in themselves. Very rarely you've seen someone change clubs from there.
Well, Grayson Roseberg is itching at the bit to get home and give the White the lead, as Darcy Connor is walked for the second time. Now, last time Darcy got on, there was a fly ball out to right and he got stuck in indecision and was thrown out at first. Might not wander too far away this time. One out. Actually, he will one. He will go and steal a vacant second base. Gee, I mean, there's uncontested. None of the blue players went to second base. Happy to concede that one. It's third base that they're really focused on right now. 1-0 count. You can see the crowd behind the home plate in front of the Memorial Oval Grandstand where we're perched with Spacequake Sports. And as that one has got past the catcher, there's not a lot of runoff room. They're going to steal home at your peril as the Cats. This is Marcus Holmes, so they're going third time through the lineup now. We are in the third. Put up, and well done by Passmore, because that is not an easy catch to make at this time of the day.
Yes, the sun's always been a big factor here.
Looking forward a little bit later to seeing the lights on. Do they cause any issues, or are they at the right positioning sort of?
Yeah, they're not too bad. Could be brighter.
Okay.
But apart from that, not a bad thing.
You got a fan club.
Yeah.
This one, they're going to try the steal at home, and yeah, in the end, Passmore has put the White in the lead at 6-5. I have a feeling it might be the first one to 15, the way this one is going. Earlier in the season, I did note they had a game, I can't remember which team won, but it was 16-15. What happened?
Yeah, that's just... it's just good pressure, good batting.
As you can see here, yeah, Passmore was well and truly down. Committed. Nice slide. White in front. Just get the feeling them batting last, if they have to, is going to be key in this one. Along with the fact, what do they have as their second pitcher? All that to be revealed over the next half an hour.
Nice hit.
Yeah, good strong hit to centre field.
That's
it's going to drop. Yeah, not only was that a good hit, it was a well-positioned hit. Not too hard, not too soft, just in the middle, right on the cricket pitch, so nobody wants to go diving in that particular vicinity on the cricket pitch. And with that, we've got another run. So an RBI single. It's 7-5 to the White. That's Darcy Connor who scored. And that was Ethan Northcott with the RBI single, who's based on first base.
Jace Adams up the bat, veteran of the club.
He's had a single and a run and one back to the pitch. That looks like it's a balk call.
Yeah.
Runs coming thick and fast, scoring opportunities. They get to first, not too many have stayed there. 2 out. This is again where, much like the bottom of the second, when White put 4 on the board and had the bases loaded, just limit the damage. 2 runs is, you can make that up. The longer this goes on, anything more than 3 becomes problematic because you're running out of innings to chase. Outside pitch. I reckon that was almost a plan, but not quite quick enough. Just where that pitch was thrown, that enabled the catcher to be the right side to get the quick throw to third. But Northcott, who looks a lively lad from the brief plays I've seen, he's got the key pitching duty now. Jason Adams with the highest average in the Cats White team this season, 667. On base, 769. That will go up another notch with that walk. It's OPS. I think there's 6 players in the White that have an OPS over 1,000. And they don't even have the highest player that I've seen yet in Jason Caspers. 1,708. That's video game numbers, isn't it? So with the walk, we've got a conference. A reminder for baseball fans, hope you're enjoying some regional country baseball tonight, thanks to Spacequake Sports, and thanks to the Port Pirie Night Baseball League for having us up from Adelaide. Tomorrow night, we go international. Baseball Plus, Team Australia, playing in Australia.
Very good.
Against the Korean KBO team, the Hanwha Eagles. My Giants calling colleague Eric Bonar and the Melbourne crew will give you that action with a game tomorrow night. And Sunday matinee, that will be on Baseball Plus. All for free. And then next week, spring training starts in the States. So if you're a baseball nut, it never stops.
Good to see.
What about for you? What's your world once this is done tonight?
Well, once baseball's finished, I'm still looking after a softball coaching there in Port Pirie here.
Okay.
We're still alive at the moment in minor rounds. That finishes here on the 2nd of March, minor rounds, and we start finals.
Whereabouts is the softball played?
Here in Port Pirie on Kingston Road, it's called Leonard Park.
Okay.
There's 4 diamonds there with cages, but we mainly only use the 2 at this stage. So yeah, so we're hoping to keep that going. We've club's been successful in the last 3 years, been winning all grand finals in the A1s. So we're hoping to keep that going.
Yeah. So we've got a 3-0 count. There is a vacant base at the moment. Scott Wardle is at the plate with the 3-1 count. I've got Northcott at third and Jason Adams at second. Put into play. Scarman goes for the out. That's there. Got to get the tag. Didn't get the tag. That's going to be 1 run. And quick recovery of the ball before it becomes 2. And a 2-run lead becomes 3. Northcott has scored. So the 3 runs that the Blues scored at the top of the third, the White have responded. They've got back their 3-run lead. Oh, yeah. New pitcher coming in. This is Aidan Fasciano. Or is, no, hang on.
Yeah, Fash.
He's heading out to first base. Passmore usually the catcher. We might see him back in that spot. Can you sub in and out? Or once
question.
you've subbed, you're subbed. That's the indication that...
I think you get dragged and that's it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that is not the reaction of a player who's coming back to play later on.
So it looks like Kevin might be coming back in the pitch.
Well, this is something you don't see. He's taking a walk. He's going to go and warm up.
No, I think he might be getting subbed out too.
Okay. We do have scoring here, but we don't have access to it. So I do apologise if it'll take a while getting into it. Abbott's putting his glove in his belt. Oh, hang on, no skull.
No, it's like Chris Wright's going on the mound, left-hander.
And Ben Passmore is coming back. Going out to right field. Maybe. Left field, sorry.
Left field, yep.
And Chris Wright is the pitcher. Now, as Chris pitched... Now, this is interesting. Chris, the Blue pitching this season, I've got them having used 5 pitches, and Chris is not one of them. So, he may have, it just may not have got on my stat sheet.
Yeah.
Right, now, the White coaching are going, so what have we got scouting report on Chris White? And the answer might be not much.
He used to pitch many years ago and that, and always had a go, so he's... I used to call him the wily fox because he's always cagey.
What's intriguing about this, Ryan, is that this is actually taking time.
Yes, winding the clock down and making White's favour.
So Blue really, it's taken a fair bit to get to this point of warming up.
Yes.
Which for mine, I'm looking at the time, we're about to hit 7:30 local, 90 minutes. 20 minutes to go, get the third out, and Blue might just only have 3 outs left before they hit that 110-minute mark. Yep, and while we're at it, can you just take my glasses? Okay. So at the moment, Cats White have runners at the corners. They have a 3-run lead. That's as big as it's got tonight. It's 2 out. Another run here. Milky could almost seal
the deal, yes.
Especially because it does 2 things. Another run is something that Blue have to chase.
Yes.
But another run means another at bat. Another couple of minutes.
And it puts pressure on the Blue to bat.
Big play by Dunning. Needed the 1 out. Got the 1 out. There's no need for the double because that was it. And what a pitching change. 1 pitch.
2 pitches.
2 pitches. Okay. 2 pitches. Done. That's how it's done. So we are through 90 minutes of a 110-minute ball game. 3 innings are in the book. I'm not sure we're going to see 5. So stick around for the 4th and we come back after the break. Welcome to Memorial Oval, Port Pirie. It's grand final night in the Port Pirie Night Baseball League. You're with Phil Hurd and Rowan Milky Wilmard. And Milky, we're only entering the top of the fourth, but this could be the ball game right here with 18 minutes left on the clock.
Yes, it should be. I think if the white team use their head and soak up a bit of time without being deliberate, I think they can conquer it and get the 3 out and win the tournament.
And in some ways, blue getting people on base takes time off the clock. So
It's in their favour at the moment.
Now it is towards the bottom of their lineup. I think this is
Megan Schubeck.
Megan Schubeck.
Megan.
The next batter up, I don't have a number for, but hasn't stopped us so far tonight.
Blair Payne's the next
Oh,
batter up the bat.
Blair's okay. He's come in as a pinch hitter, I'd say, because he hasn't had a bat tonight, and he's the sole home run hitter, and they might just need one of those. 0-1 count, none out. Swing and a miss. Seen a couple of ladies out here playing. Women playing the league, it all mixes up.
It's been, since I was playing, they've always had a woman, like a young lady or a woman come and play the game. Clubs always had that sort of thing, Panthers, Tigers and Cats. So we've always sort of promoted it. We never shine away from it. We've had some really good sports ladies come in the competition. So, yeah, it's been pretty good.
So right now, it's all about hitting that ball. Trying to get the lead off on and start some momentum. Every team has had their moment in an inning. They've scored a run, but it's opened up the last few. If you have just joined us, had a run at the top of the first, matched by a run at the bottom, another run at the top of the second, and then White got busy, put 4 on the board. And that is the difference in this ball game. Both scored 3 in the third. Full count. Northcott, who came in the third. Elicits the swing and foul tip. Schubeck lives to fight another. No, not foul tip. Okay. That's 1 out. Now here comes the substitute, Blair Painter, who averages, not a bad substitute, averages 6.15. I almost wonder if he was a late arrival from work or something and now comes into
Chalk him in.
I've seen it happen in plenty of games. Mainly the midweek ones, I might add. And had there have been someone on base, that would have been an easy extra base to run, but they're all empty at the moment. So Painter's batting 9. Passmore, who's caught, pitched and played in the outfield, is up next. And I think looking at averages, this is where the hope of the blue lie now. One of these two has to get on. Both really have to get on. Play towards Cam Williams. Needs a good, solid, hard throw.
Good chuck.
And delivers, and that's a big second out. Seen a fair bit of infield chaos on the bases tonight, and that was textbook. The set, the throw, on the full. Jason Adams did not have to move off that bag. So just like that, it's a quick 2 out, and maybe we will get a 5th. Who knows? Who knows? Keeping an eye on that clock, we've gone 96 minutes, technically 14 to go. Well, this is 3rd time round the order for Mind. He's had a ground out to third base and a single, and he's just had to dispatch. Are they another pair of sunnies or something else? So the infield would feel a little bit relieved now, bar second base there in the shadows. Centre field has got a big problem. And I mentioned one of these two has to get on, and that's Passmore with a hit by pitch. One more, and the tying run comes to the plate. So I mentioned before gathering afterwards and having a winner and a loser and how it's all one club. Where is the sort of the gathering place for cats socially?
Anyone's house that the wife prefers.
Oh, right, okay.
So it's just one of those things.
Well,
that's
that'd
always
be the
been
coaches tonight, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's always go back to the coach's house or the president at the time, whoever that is.
President, yeah, fair call.
It always goes back to their house in early hours in the morning, have a bit of shenanigans.
Well, I guess that is as there's an uncontested steal of second. I guess that is the great thing about playing Friday night, isn't it?
Yes,
You've
definitely.
got a whole weekend to recover.
Yes, well, sometimes years ago I used to carry on all the weekend because the Cats have their presentation on the Sunday, so after the grand final event on the Friday.
Ah, gotcha.
So that's normally a bit of a swim through.
Is that this weekend or?
Yes.
Okay.
As well, yeah.
So will there be 2 premierships to celebrate? That's you're going to have one. That's
yes, well, only
pretty much guaranteed. Strike called. All the 2s on the Memorial Oval scoreboard. We have not had a scoreless inning thus far. This would be huge if Northcote can deliver this for Cats White. And he does. Passmore got on, stranded at second. This game has officially 11 minutes to run. And White, if they want, can take some time about it. Blue needs some outs and need them quickly. So I assume, Milky, that you're not a milkman.
No, I'm a carpenter by trade.
Carpenter?
Yes.
Okay. Port Pirie local, I assume?
Yes, born and bred.
Okay. So I did a little bit of history of Port Pirie and, you know, how it used to be. What I didn't know was it used to be the rail hub.
Yes.
This is where,
National Railways, yes. That was massive back in the day, the railways. So we had a fair bit here. We had Coca-Cola as well. The Condons used to run that down there beyond near the smelters. So it was actually quite a busy one stage there. We were called a city because we had that much population and
first
work and things
provincial
like that.
city in South Australia, I think.
So we actually were pretty good. But once the railways closed down, Golden North went, Coke went, the main contributors. So then we just left for the smelters because the smelters back then were 3 shifts back in the day. So Pirie used to be very good. Sporting was magnificent in Port Pirie. Football alone was the second best outside of Adelaide. We had even likes of Granger used to come down, Manfletic used to play for a local club, Solly here. And so we had a very good competition back here in Port Pirie. Sport was.
As a town, have things solidified a bit now that you've got? I mean, Nystar, they redeveloped the smelter.
Yep.
Still doing the silver, the lead, the gold, the copper, the zinc.
So not much about the copper, I don't think. I think that's phased out.
Okay.
But it's still there, but it's just, it's been not going to 12-hour shifts instead of 3 shifts down there in the smells like it used to be years ago, many moons ago rather.
And it's still sort of the regional centre for the Mid-North.
Yeah, we have sporting carnivals here in Pirie, either doesn't matter what it is. A lot of people come here to Pirie because it's central. If you travel from say Broken Hill or Adelaide, whatever, everything's only 2 hours away from everyone. So people like coming here with carnivals and that type of thing. But but sport has dropped off, unfortunately. Kids, young ones, aren't really interested in the sport. They rather work or sit home and play on their Xbox type of thing. So.
Well, I noted as well, I was talking to Don before, and he mentioned that where it's hurt the baseball is that Friday night it was junior baseball, is also junior basketball.
Yes.
And a lot of country kids that do want to play sport, and I appreciate it's a smaller sample size, they're happy to play multiple sports.
Yeah.
But you've got to have them at different times.
Yes, exactly. Hasn't been much thought going into it as far as combining, talking to each other in different different sports, I suppose. But yes.
So we've got a couple of new hitters up for White.
Ooh.
That's Wilsden, Liam Wilsden, and just lost the umpire behind a pole for a sec, but I think that's out.
Yes.
Let's have a look. Good pickup. Even better throw. Ball gathered by, I believe, Fascinano is at first base. They've moved the magnets around. So that was Wilsden. Now we've got Chris Grove.
Yep.
So what we're seeing is all the hitters who haven't had a hit now getting one. 7.
Well done, Chris.
Getting a hit has different connotations.
Yes.
Keep an eye on that clock. 7:43, 7 minutes to go. 1 out. A double play will go to a 5th. If White can put together
2 runs at least.
Yeah, put together a couple.
I reckon that'll seal it and get them 3 up, 3 down the Blue.
Yeah. Blue might not get another shot at it. So where White don't have much control, because if you were, I mean, they went through Blue very quickly, which was great, scoreless inning. So that's where you try and make a mid-inning pitching change or something, but the rest of the game's got to work in that favour as there's a well-stolen base. It is a 3-run lead to the White, who were the minor premiers, a team that did not exist in round 1.
There's a lot of lads in this team are only first-year players too, so...
And
as you can see, some of the fielding, they're sort of inexperienced, but they give it 110%.
Yeah. This is very much at this level about having a crack, having a go. Steal of third.
Yep.
And now that 4-run lead is a base away with 1 out. So even a sacrifice works something to the right-hand part of the infield. If that can be executed, and it should be another run. The pitch was certainly towards the right-hand side of the infield. In fact, that's a walk. So 2 on. As that was Matt Howe, which means we're back to number 9 hitters.
Darcy.
So Howe was batting 8, Wilson was batting 7. Now we've got another hit by pitch. Okay, now we're loaded up. That's happened in a hurry too. And I think this game is 1 good hit away. It's going to be the leadoff for the 4th time, Marcus Ohms, who averages 5.36. What else has Ohms been doing this year? Let's have a quick. Well, he's had as the leadoff, he's had the most plate appearances, most at-bats, most hits, most singles, most doubles, most runs. Again, it's got behind the catcher and a great tag effort, but too late. Run scored. And they've just given... the scoreboard's just given that run to the Cubs.
To the Blues.
To the Blues, it is the Whites. So, yeah, it is now 9-5. That was almost a hug. There, I do love the Space Quake Sports crew. They give you some great angles. Yeah, look, the tag. See, that's the beauty of that angle. I saw the arm go down. I thought he's not there yet.
Yeah.
But the arm going down didn't make contact with anything.
No.
So
I think it was just supporting himself.
Space Quake saved the day once again. And Okay, there was a free first base with the run scored. So with 2 out, this third out is proving problematic. And I've got 3 minutes left on the clock. Now, my clock is unofficial. So if I was... Yeah. Where does gamesmanship end and unsportsmanlike come into it? But if I was young Ethan Northcott at the moment, I'd be taking my time with this at bat. In fact, what's happened here?
Strategy.
So it is 2 out. I did have a player going to first to load the base. That's not the case. So I think...
So you think here, anything close, he's going to put back the ball.
Yeah. We're set. Takes the strike. 1-1. Yeah. I'm not sure how much they're playing to time, but right now I'd just sit here and wait to get
Told.
struck out. Because for that to happen, that's going to be 2 pitches, and I've got to, not a lot of time left. Okay, all the 2s on the scoreboard. Northcott checks. Got a signal. Thought something about that was funny.
Oh,
And it goes full. Okay, I've got it 7:49, because I don't know when they started, which is the other part of the equation. Did they start on time,
I
or
reckon
could
they
they have
did,
gone a
on
couple
6.
of minutes late?
Yeah, I think they might have started on 6.
Okay. Travelling time,
Oh, there we go.
and a beautiful hit to centre field, which is
catch.
caught. Not sure if that would have gone over the fence. It certainly would have been 2 runs if it hadn't have been caught. And are we done? They're checking the time. I think we are.
By the looks of it. They're celebrating by the looks.
The White are celebrating. Apologies for the anticlimactic nature. My clock's just ticked over to 7:50 now. But in front of you there are your, with the switch, your minor premiers. That doesn't sound right, does it? Your 2023-24 B grade premiers are Cats White defeating Cats Blue by a final score of 9-5. That is the early game of the Port Pirie League Grand Final. We are 40 minutes away from the first pitch of the major, yet final score. We've had that confirmed. There are going to be some awards given out.
Yeah, they'll do a presentation.
Which we're not going to broadcast, but we do have the names and we'll recognise those through the course of the major broadcast. So just like that, we're done.
Very good.
Any final thoughts before we call it a broadcast? And I've got a cheeseburger to check out, apparently.
No, I just think I'm very delighted that the baseball's kept going in Port Pirie. A lot of people have tuned in and watched it, and hopefully seen what we have here in Port Pirie as far as what we've got to offer. So it's been a pleasure to see this happen and still keep going. And I just hope it keeps going in baseball in Port Pirie.
Well, to Ryan Vollmer, thank you. To Don Patterson, thanks to him as well for his earlier efforts. All the Spacequake Sports crew, magnificent job as always. We'll be back with the major grand final from Port Pirie in about 40 minutes. See you then.